People. Que pasa, suck, say what they do. Now the first part of this video is about a 76-year-old man that slapped away his 65-year-old common law wife. We are speaking about a place called Ekistan. We are speaking about Junction. We are speaking about St. Elizabeth to be specific. Now people, when we listen to something like this and we add up the age of those two persons, we are speaking about 141. Now people, let me ask you a question. With all that experience, now when we think about the age of this man, we are talking about 76-year-old. You would have thought that after all those years, we are talking about 3 scores and 10 plus 6. We would have thought that he might have calmed down. We would have thought that he would have less aggression. But it seems as if he might have been overdosed on some sort of Viagra. He might have been basically have an anger management problem. Because people, the truth and the fact is that is a very old man to be participating in any such activity. So anyways, people, based on what the Popo report is saying, it is said that he slapped away, me I talk about him busted short I'm 65-year-old common law wife. And we are speaking about a person whose name is Patsy Davidson. And she is said to be a domestic helper. Now, people, when we talk about a domestic helper, we are talking about one of those ladies that basically is a poor lady. We are speaking about a struggling woman. We are speaking about a woman that is in a relationship with an next elderly man, just like ourselves. We are speaking about a couple that's supposed to be in the years of their retirement. And people, this is how she got passed away. And people, that is very disturbing, point blank and period. Now, based on what the daughter is saying, she said that there was a kind of altercation. We are talking about some sort of domestic, and there was some sort of heated argument. And during this heated argument, which is something that is repeated over and over, this is not the first time or this is not the second time. So people, the point that I am trying to make is that this is something that has been happening for a while. And people, I post on YouTube on a regular basis, and I warn these people, may I talk about the young and the old. If you know that you're in a relationship where this person kind of have some anger management problem, you need to exit stage left. You need to leave right away, because the consequences are basically DEADLY. And we see in this case, it is the worst case scenario, point blank and period. So anyways, people, the common law husband is now in the custody of the Popo. So people, in this case, we see it once again, we see it one more again, where one life was taken out without any sort of reason. It gone down the drain. And then more than likely, we see our next life. We are talking about the 76-year-old man. He is more than likely going to be facing a couple of decades. So people, if you add a couple of decades to 76-year-old, we are talking about a man that more than likely is going to pass away in the big yard, point blank and period. Now people, the sad thing about this whole situation, we are speaking about the family members, we are speaking about the children, because even though this man slapped away this lady, he still has kids, he still has persons that love him. However, because of his anger management problem, he made it get the better of him. So people, the moral of the story in all of this is that you have to learn to control your anger, especially after you pass a certain age. May I talk about after your 30s, because people, the truth and the fact that sometimes some of these young persons, them don't understand life, they don't understand the consequences. And the truth and the fact that even if you're a teenager, you are actually responsible for your own actions. And like them say, extreme actions brings extreme consequences. So therefore, if you do some sort of wicked thing, you're supposed to pay for your CRIMES, point blank and period. And what is even worse about this situation, and condolences to the family members of this lady. We are speaking about the 65-year-old lady. We are talking about Patsy Davidson. We are seeing that a lady, a next lady once again in a Jamaica, in the history of Jamaica, because of anger management, because of some of these men that are insecure, because of some of these men that are very jealous. And people, we are talking about the young and we are talking about the old. And also based on court documents and also information from the daughter of this lady, she is saying that her mother was planning to leave. She was planning to leave the relationship and leave this man. And people, we hear it too often. All the time we hear that these women are always leaving, but they never leave until it comes down to the worst case scenario. We are speaking about them get slapped away. So anyways, people, that is my views on the whole thing as it pertains to that. And like me say, it is just my views and opinion. It is not the gospel. Your views and opinion can be respectfully different from mine, but let me know what you think in the comment section. Bless up. Now before I move to the next part of my video, please subscribe to my next channel. It is called Jamaica Dancehall Source. One word, don't put no space between the words. Jamaica Dancehall Source. Now the next thing that is popping in the news is that we saw that 2 cruise ships came to Jamaica this week. We are talking about, well, last week. We are talking about last week. We are speaking about Tuesday. And we are speaking about Friday. Now the cruise ship that came to Jamaica on Tuesday, it had 4,000 plus passengers and in excess of 1,000 crew. So we are speaking about in excess of 5,000 persons. Now people, if you understand as it pertains to tourism, people are always looking forward to these cruise ships because it brings a lot of money. However, this ship was not allowed to dock. The persons we are speaking about, the passenger, we are speaking about the persons that were on the ship. They were not allowed to come off of the ship and enter Jamaica. We are talking about in a ocean race. People, it is because based on what the Minister of Security is saying, based on what the Health Minister, he is saying that a crew member had some flu-like symptoms. Now people, you know that when we talk about flu-like symptoms, we're going to have all sorts of red flag because of the coronavirus. So people, I was saying to myself, it looked like the government of Jamaica is learning a lesson. They are not going to let money be the priority. They are going to think about the health of the persons in Jamaica. We are talking about the citizens, especially the people them that live in areas. So I say that it is a good thing because it seems like the government finally have some spine, some backbone. Them basically grow some seed. They basically had some intestinal fortitude. However, we saw that a next ship came on Friday, and people, this cruise ship was said to be coming from Italy. Now people, when we think about Italy, we are speaking about one of the places that the World Health Organization basically red flag. I am speaking about a place that most places in the world, we are talking about first world country, put a travel ban on based on the fact of the amount of cases of the coronavirus that basically has popped up lately. So people, I want you to follow me. When I talk about the first cruise ship, we are speaking about one person that had flu-like symptoms. They were not allowed. They were denied access from Jamaica. However, on the second cruise ship, we are speaking about several persons with flu-like symptom. However, the government of Jamaica, the Minister of Health said that because the first ship did not prepare a proper report, they did not divulge that there was one person, they were denied. However, in this case, we are speaking about a cruise ship that is coming from a hotspot. We are talking about Italy. They were allowed to let off the passengers them in Jamaica. Now people, may ask you a question. If you are the government and you are serious, you have to be consistent. That means that whatever is good for the goose is also good for the gander. So the point that I am trying to make is that it seems as if there was some sort of bribery. It seems as if there was some sort of group that basically influenced the decision because it made absolutely no sense. Point blank and period. So anyways people, that is my views on the whole thing as it pertains to that. And like me say, it is just my views and opinion. It is not the gospel. Your views and opinion can be respectfully different from mine, but let me know what you think in the comment section. Bless up. So the next thing that is popping in the news is that we see that the 27-year-old man, we are speaking about a person whose name is Chage Harris. We are speaking about the man that was charged by the Popo in a last year, I think June of 2019, for jumping over the fence of several women. We are speaking about Portmore. We are speaking about in St. Catherine. Now people, this man went to the St. Catherine Parish Court the other day and he was charged. We are speaking about he was given 4 additional charges. after the DNA result came back for the victims. So people, we are speaking about 4 cases before, and we are speaking about an additional 4 cases. And based on what the Popo is saying, there is also 2 additional cases that are pending. So people, 4 and 4 equal 8 and a possible 2 more. So people, we are talking about 10 cases of jumping persons fence. We are speaking specifically the women in Portmore. So based on this information, we know that the women in Portmore is now breathing a sigh of relief, because like them say, them get a predator off the street. Because the truth and the fact is that when we think of this type of violation of a woman, this must be their worst nightmare, point blank and period. So people, that is the latest on that case, and like me say, it is just my views and opinion. It is not the gospel. Your views and opinion can be respectfully different from mine, but let me know what you think in the comment section. Bless up.